I'm gonna try recording from my iPhone for this one to see. I don't know how well it does since I just got it. I've had the iPhone XS Max for like 5 years. Finally upgraded to the 15 Pro Max, so should be a lot better now. But I'm running to the auto parts store to pick up some tools I need so I can start destroying my carbon roof. You'll see what I mean shortly. Pick you guys up back at my house when I start that kind of process and explain more of what's going on. Let her warm up a bit, and we'll hit the road. All right, so we made it to the shop. Got everything I needed. Had to end up going to Home Depot and Advance because Home Depot doesn't have external Torx bits for some reason. So I had to make 2 stops. I'm at the shop now. So basically what I'm doing is the carbon roof M3s, they don't have the attachment points for a roof rack. They covered it up with like a carbon tab underneath like the clips. So what I'm doing is I'm drilling out a hole, and I should be able to take out the plug that they used underneath the carbon roof and install, install these bad boys that'll allow me to mount a roof rack to the top of my car. So yeah, I'm putting a roof rack on the M3, so I'll be destroying my carbon roof. Great, right? Other than that, should just be drilling out the old plugs, installing those. There's a bunch of other stuff you need. I'll throw it in the video too, that way if anyone's interested, they know what you would need in order to do it yourself. It's pretty simple. You need like a small pilot drill bit so you can get the hole started, 5/8 bit, step bit, and like silicone so you can plug up the hole so it doesn't leak water. Yeah, pretty simple. I will say if you're not confident with like power tools, I probably would just have a body shop do it. I don't think it's going to take me more than an hour or 2. I say that every time, and I usually shoot myself in the foot, but it should be all right. So yeah, I'll get started on that, get that installed, then I'll let it cure for a day or 2. Then I'll be able to install the roof rack, and then you'll see a 1 of 1 coming soon. I did want to do this in the shop, but someone left the tractor in here, and I honestly cannot remember how to start it. It doesn't have brakes either, so it's kind of sketchy to drive and move around. It shouldn't rain, so I should be fine outside, but usually you'd want to do this inside where it's nice and dry. That way if it does start raining, it doesn't get anything wet. But like I said, I forgot how to move this. It's a very old John Deere. I mean, I know how to start it and run it, but I think there's something wrong with it right now, so I don't want to mess with it because I didn't put it in here. So it should be fine, but I'll show you guys everything you need. Firstly, you're gonna need the 4 mounting bolts. They're like internally threaded, so you can mount a roof rack to it. I'll get y'all part number 2, since I know a lot of people always have questions about that. Let's see if it'll focus. There's a part number for you guys, 07147 153 767. Got masking tape to protect the carbon I'm not drilling. I don't think I'll need that, but I got it anyway just in case. I don't want it coming out. This is what I'm going to be using to basically make a gasket around those bolts there, and basically you'll seal it up underneath here. Let's see what else I got. I got a step bit for making the hole bigger. The drill bit, because that's the size of the bolts that are coming out of the car. You'll need one of these. It's an E14, so it's an external Torx bit, so it goes over those when you're installing it. You'll need a T30 as well to remove the factory plugs, which I'll show you guys. And last but not least, the small drill bit just to get it going. But yeah, pretty much that's everything you need to install a roof rack on a carbon roof F80. Yeah, so we're giving it a shot filming on my new iPhone. Camera quality actually looks really good. But yeah, let's get started. I know the first thing I gotta do is you gotta take off, let's focus. You gotta take off this plastic strip that covers up the edge of the roof. And then what we're gonna be taking out, fuck, I don't have anything right there. All right, so I'll show you the issue of having the carbon roof. I don't know if I can see that. But on a regular roofed car, there's no overlap right here. So the hole that we need to get out is underneath this tab of carbon right here. It'll be easier to see when I pull this plastic cover off. But basically you're shooting to be in the middle of this tab, if you can see it right there. So you kind of want to drill right about there. All right, that was a little bit easier than I expected to get that clip off. I'll flip the camera around and show you guys what I was talking about earlier as far as like the tabs and like where it needs to get drilled and everything. So this was the plastic trim piece we pulled off of here. It just slides like a 1/4 inch back, and then you just pop it up very ever so carefully off these clips. I didn't have the proper tool, so I made my own with some masking tape. I didn't have a plastic one, but you just slide it like a 1/4 inch back and you'll be able to pop all these clips up. And this tab right here is what we're talking about. So don't make the mistake. This is not where the plug is at, even though it looks like it. It's gonna be halfway between here and here, and then here and here. So it's like, from what I've read, it's like 20 millimeters in and like 12.5 up. So it's gonna be like that weave right there. And that's the same for all the tabs. And here's the other one right here. And it's the only spot on the roof that has tabs protruding. So I don't know why they didn't just make it acceptable for a roof rack in the first place. But yeah, so halfway in between this tab and then halfway here. So like somewhere right about there. I'll link the video of the guy that I watched. He has exact measurements. He measured from the front window glass to the hole, and it's, I don't want to say the wrong information. I'll just include the video. But he did say it should be 12.5 between this gap and then 20 this way. So it should be like kind of right in the middle of that tab that you see. So yeah, I'll get started drilling that out. I probably got some of the tools I bought already here, but I didn't want to have to make any extra trips just in case. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start by drilling the pilot hole with the little guys. See if we hit it, which I hope we do first time. And then go back at it with the step drill bit and hit it with the 5/8. Oh, I almost forgot. There is one more thing you're gonna wanna have. You're definitely gonna want like a Dremel of some sorts. I have one around here somewhere. But a Dremel is definitely needed just so you can clean up the edges around the carbon fiber so you don't have any resin that's kind of blocking your bolt from going in or coming out. So yeah, that is another thing that you'll need. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'll show you what I'm looking at so you know why I don't know where it's at. It's usually in one of these middle shelves, but looks like a tornado went through here and I don't know where someone put it. It's like a metal box and it says Dremel Giant on the side of it. He wasn't wrong, it was on the back porch. I would have never found this looking in the shop for hours. The Dremel.
Who's gonna do that?
Yep. I would have never found that out in the shop because I wasn't even in the shop. Got all my horrible projects. My E36 that has a roof leak. My Mustang that I'm waiting for suspension parts. And the daily. Alright, let's get this started and see about not messing this up. Not as nerve-wracking anymore. I think I hit it right on the head because I can see down into the factory bolt. But yeah, so it's halfway in here and then halfway in here. Should put you right on it. I started with, where'd it go? That bolt. Then I'm gonna use the step bit to kind of get it reamed out some more. And when I get it down more, I use this big bolt, the 5/8. And then once I get it out with that, go back, hit it with the Dremel. I should be able to pull the plug out. So, it was a little nerve-wracking, but we got it. You can see it's pre-threaded in there. I already lost the bolt that I took out somewhere over here. Yeah. So basically what you're taking out is one of these. It's like a plug. And then you're replacing it with a threaded version. All right, so this is kind of what it should look like. Yeah, it's a little messy, but I didn't want it to leak, so it's basically what the final result's gonna look like. That's my first one, so hopefully I can make the other ones look a little bit better, but it's not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Pretty easy. So yeah, bang out the other 4 and then let it dry for a day. All right, finished up one side. The second one, where'd it go? Definitely looks a lot better than the first one I did, but they will do the job. So got one half done. Now I'll move on to the other side and then continue this. Hopefully should be done about 30 minutes, an hour. So yeah, didn't honestly take that long. Pretty easy if you know your way around some hand tools and you know what you're doing. Definitely wouldn't recommend this to like a novice, but like I said, if you know your way around a couple tools and you know how to use a drill, you should be all right. Gonna bang out this other side, let it cure for the next day or two, and then I'll install the roof rack that I'm putting on it. All right, no, wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Got all 4 of them installed. Let it sit up for like an hour or 2 and just chill with my parents for a bit before I put these back on. But yeah, I'm gonna let it cure for like a day or 2. I'll make sure the silicone one's holding up fine, the sealer that I put on. Yeah, and then I should be able to throw on the roof rack. It's definitely a little bit easier than I thought it was gonna be. Still a little nerve-wracking drilling into a carbon roof. It only took me about 3 hours. Did it by myself for the most part. I will say I wasn't a fan of using the 5/8 drill bit like a lot of people recommended. It kind of flaked up the edges of the carbon fiber, unless I used the wrong type of drill bit, which I could have done. But yeah, I prefer just to drill the original hole, like the small pilot hole. Make sure you hit the damn, what's the name for it? To make sure you hit the fuck. Hold on a second. So yeah, I'd say the biggest thing that you need to worry about is hitting that hole with the original pilot. That way you know you're centered up, so you're not drilling a hole that's way too big or off-centered. But yeah, I prefer I hit it with a pilot drill bit and just got it started. Made sure I hit that hole, and then I just use a Dremel on the last couple to slowly work around the material and eat the material away a little bit. I found it to work better than just going straight at it with a big drill bit, but teach his own. I'm sure if you're doing it yourself, you're gonna find a way to make it a little bit easier on yourself. But yeah, so this side's definitely a lot better. I still need to clean out my car. I didn't tape it up at all. That's what I get for scratching my roof right there. You probably can't see it, but yeah, this side definitely turned out 100% better. The silicone's a little sloppy, but no one's ever gonna see it. That's gotta be my best one. So yeah, I'm gonna let this sit, harden for a bit, spray off the car, not spray with water, but like take an air hose and spray off all the carbon fiber bits and stuff, and yeah, she should be ready to go for a roof rack. A little dirty. Didn't think about it. I should have washed it first, but now I gotta wait a couple days.